This video was made possible with the help of Game Toppers. Upgrade your gaming experience with a Game Topper.
Hello chaps and chapettes, I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about a brand new game which should be around at the Essen Spiel 2019, and it's set in the wonderful world of fish people. Yes, fish people. Abyss. It's set in the Abyss universe, and it's a smaller condensed version of Abyss called Conspiracy. And as you can see, this is a prototype box, because the box will eventually be, like most of the other Bombyx games, a small tin box like this. And again, tying in with the Abyss, it's going to have 5 different box art covers for you to choose from. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you much about the game apart from how it plays. So what I'm going to do now is take you to the table and show you how this quick and kind of like mini version of Abyss plays out. In the middle of the table, you'll place the Pearl tracker with the Pearl token placed on the 0 and the 5 victory points, which will go to the player that has the most pearls at the end of the game. Next to that, you'll shuffle the Lord cards and place them face down in a pile. And you'll also shuffle the domains and place them next to this, but you'll reveal the top card. Each player will also take a token for each of the factions, and they will use these to keep track of which of their lords has the highest point value. And now you're ready to play. During the game, players are going to be constructing a council with all the lords that they recruit. They'll be placing these out in an upside down pyramid format. One by one, these lords will then be placed from left to right in a row of 5 before going into a row of 4, 3, 2 and 1. Every time a lord is added to the council, there is the potential to activate a power or action. Once one player has completed their upside down pyramid, this will signify the end of the game, and then all the other players will have one more turn to try and maximize their points before you do the final scoring. Players will score points from their council in 4 different ways. They will score points for their highest point value lord in their council from each of the 5 factions. They will also score points from all the domains that they have collected. They will score points for their largest group of lords from the same faction sat next to each other. And finally, one player will score 5 bonus points for having the most pearls in their council. But how does the game play? Well, on a player's turn, they're going to have a choice of one of 2 actions. Now, anyone who's familiar with playing Abyss might recognize these mechanisms. The first action is to be able to recruit a lord into your council. To do this, you simply state how many cards you wish to draw from the lord deck, 1, 2 or 3. You then draw the acquired amount, so let's say we say 3, we draw 3 cards, and then we reveal these 3 cards for all the players. You then, as the active player, have the choice to draw one of these and add it into your council. Once you've added it into your council, if there's a power or an action attached to it, you will apply it, and I'll explain these actions in a moment. Now, whenever you add a lord to your council, you'll look at all the other existing lords of the same faction and see which one has the highest point value, and you will move your token of that faction onto that lord as a way to remind you that that is your highest point value lord of that faction. which will help speed up the game at the end. Any remaining cards are placed into discard piles of the same faction. Now, as the game goes on, these discard piles will have more and more cards piled up on them, and they are placed visible so players can see what is there. And that leads us to the second action. Now, the second action is you can just grow your council, and it's a simple case of just taking all the cards from one of these discard piles and again adding it to your council. You can add the cards one by one and activate again their powers and actions in any order that you wish. And that is basically it. All that remains for me to do is tell you about the powers of these lords. Each faction has 6 different types of lords, and each lord has its own different point value attached to it. And each point value has a power or action attached to it as well. Starting with the number 1s, which will give you 1 point victory, you have a silver key. Now, silver keys are important because when a second silver key is placed into your council, you can then unlock a domain. Unlocking a domain is like recruiting a lord.
You'll state beforehand if you want to reveal 1, 2 or 3 domain cards from the deck, or you choose one from the discard which is already laid out, and then you add it immediately onto that second key of the same colour. Now, I say the same colour because the number 2s have a bronze key. So again, once a second bronze key has come along, you will have the power to unlock a domain. Placing the domain on the second key will then basically eradicate all the keys that have come before it. So if you want to get another domain, you need to start your collection over again. So you're going to have to be careful. If you pick up a silver key, and then you pick up a bronze key, and then you pick up a second silver key, the bronze key is going to be lost and you'll have to start again if you wish to unlock another domain. The lords of 3 point values will give you 2 pearls. Whenever you add pearls into your council, you'll count up the total amount of pearls that you have. Let's say that you have 5 in your council, you move the pearl marker to the 5, and if you are the one that has the most pearls, you take the 5 point bonus marker. You may lose this bonus marker if someone exceeds your value amount of pearls. So if someone collects 7 pearls, then you will lose that 5 point bonus. The lords of 4 victory points will give you only 1 pearl. Now, there are no lords of the value of 5. I repeat, no lords of the value of 5. Not even a red one standing by. But there are some lords of the value of 6. So when you add a lord of the value of 6 into your council, you'll immediately draw the top card from the lord deck and add it to the appropriate discard pile. Now, although there are no lords that are worth the value of 5, there are some that are worth the value of 0. Now you may be saying, that's no good. Well, guess what? Their power is quite powerful. When you add one of these to your council, you can immediately swap the position of 2 lords in your council that are already sat down. This will tie in with the benefits of getting extra points at the end of the game. And there you go, that is basically the game. The domains, some of them will have slight powers, like they will let you to score extra point for each faction that you have of the same color in your council, or they may immediately give you some pearls, or they may have some other kind of power which will give you extra points at the end of the game. I'll let you discover what they are when you play Abyss Conspiracy. So there you have it. I hope you found this video informative and pointed you in the direction whether this is a game for you or not. If you've liked this video, please give it a like. If you know someone that might be interested in this game, share this video with them. If you liked the soundtrack playing in the background, look out for that coming very, very soon for you. And if you want to check out everything that I've been doing in the board game world, you can go to the YouTube channel, Board Games Everybody Should, and you can also go to my website, boardgameseverybodyshould.com, where there are board game written reviews as well as the video reviews in French as well as in Frenchy, in franglais, in French. And there's also the board game podcast, Berkey and Badger's Board Game Babble, as well as other soundtracks that I've been working on for the board game world. So thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now, and remember to please play nicely with each other.
Just sitting at the table next to